Hi guys, it's Ernest from Proximal Consciousness. How you doing this morning? Got a great subject matter for you. Networking. Now, networking is something that's pretty interesting. It's generally known for being something that business people carry on with, but it really is something that all individuals actually participate in, from a young people to quite old. There's three types of networking. There's social networking, informational networking, and finance networking. Finance networking is generally, I guess all three can possibly be in business as well. When you're talking about social networking, you're talking about people who just want to have a good time. You're talking about people who like partying, like traveling, people who like socializing with people of a certain type. Could be could be poor people, could be middle class people, could be very rich people, upper class people, could be any of the people in certain professions, certain lifestyles. It's strictly socialization. It's about clothes. It's about money. It's about partying. It's about being seen and having relationships, wanting to be closer to a certain group of people, kind of person, group of people. People who like to go out and create image or maintain image with each other, with other people. Merely fun. It's merely a fun thing to do. I mean, that one is probably the most common amongst all groups. The very young to the very old. Old people, they like to get together and do things that old people like to do. Young people like to get together and do things that young people like to do. And then of course what you have the things that are the people that are in between those two. So that's kind of like social networking. Its benefits is that it's about having fun and socializing. Its downside is it takes effort. All of them take effort, but that takes effort to find out where those people are, to maintain the images that's necessary to socialize with that group. You may have to wear certain clothes, you may have to hang out a certain way, you may have to be willing to do things with people in a certain kind of way in order to fit in and to stay a part of that group, right? Then there's the informational networking. Now these are people usually in the educational, in the consulting arena, sometimes business, most time, sometimes business I should say, who value information and data. These are people who just want to be in the know, want to be up on the next subject matter, whether it's data mining or psychology, sociology, medicine, marketing, sales, advertising. It could be any of those things where they just want to make sure that the latest thought, the latest invention, the latest bit of research is made privy to them. Socializing with those kind of people keeps knowledge and information flowing to those people who are interested in it. It keeps them closer to the cutting edge. Right? And that too takes a great deal of effort because you have to know where the thinkers and the doers are. You have to be willing to travel. These people could be anywhere in the world. I mean, there's all kind of information centers and research centers and data centers all across the world, especially when it comes to computer technology. This particular type of networking, when you're talking about information networking, is vast. It takes a lot of knowledge and a lot of know-how and a lot of commitment to stay privy to cutting edge research and knowledge and information and how it transfers around. There is cost involved. There is, in general, you have to be knowledgeable to get close to these people because, people who are knowledgeable want to talk with people who are knowledgeable. I mean, if you're not up on the subject matter and you really don't care much about the subject matter or haven't done much research on the subject matter, it's sometimes a little bit difficult to understand the subject matter that these people like to talk about. So it'll take some effort. There is cost involved in that particular type of network. And then there's the third type of networking, the financial type of networking. And these are people who get together, who are there just to make sure that business, finance, money changes hands, to make it easier. They're there to work out contracts and business deals. It's all about the money, the bottom line. Who can do the deal with who? Who can get a better deal with whomever? I mean, that's that kind of thing. And you say, well, what's the cost to that that finance network? Well, sometimes it's doing deals with people that hopefully are legal. Sometimes may not be as forthright or as transparent as it could be. I mean, basically, it's all about relationships and money. Money changing hands with people merely because you know them, because you like them, because they may provide you with some opportunity that will allow money to transfer hands at some later date. Now, all three of these networking types are utilized by individuals possibly on a regular basis. You know, you say, well, is it possible that they could be counterproductive one with the other? And yes, they can be to a certain extent. And that occurs when a person is approaching a group with a different mindset from that group. You know, let's say you're approaching a informational networking group, but you know nothing about the subject matter. You're coming to them merely with a social networking mentality. That's usually a rough fit. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Like I said, if you don't know the business, you don't know the subject matter, you don't know anything about it, it can be quite difficult. And sometimes, let's say if you're in the informational networking mode and you approach people who are only in a social networking mode, they don't sometimes have the patience to deal with that. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to learn about it. They don't want to deal with that kind of thing. Right? And then on occasion you find someone who is in the business or the finance networking mindset, and they're trying to either to get into the social network or the informational network, and some people just, they don't feel good about it because they know that it's all about the money. It's all about doing the deal. And they just want to be social. Or they just want to exchange information. They don't want to talk about money and this, that, and the other. So there can be some type of conflicts between, you know, the three. But in general, we all utilize all three of them on a regular basis to some extent. I mean, but most of us are aware that, well, you have to put on the hats. You know, in a lot of cases, you have to be willing to suppress some aspects of some things in order to develop others, and then maybe redress it at a later time. You know, now networking is important. You know, it's an important thing of life. When you're talking about building relationships with people. I mean, that's how things are accomplished down here. I mean, no one really lives unto themselves. I mean, there's always the possibility that you'll need someone else's help in order to accomplish something. So networking is that process that encourages people to reach out to other people, encourages people to seek help and to seek the participation with others in order to accomplish things, in order to build a better environment, a more easygoing environment, a more functional environment. I mean, without networking, we would be left to basically scout out people who can help us. I mean, it'd be a very hit and miss thing if we didn't have groups of people, you know, known for certain things, socialization, information, or finance and business networking. If we had no agencies, no groups, no societies, nothing that would require a membership, we would have to create it. Or we would waste a lot of time and effort trying to find those people and trying to find people who could be beneficial to us in those areas, people who we would have and could have fun with, people who are knowledgeable in certain things. I mean, networking is pivotal. It's very pivotal, especially when you're talking about going into the business world. It's extremely important, extremely relevant. I mean, a lot of money is made and changes hands because people have met people who can help them out. You know, government, you know, is a big thing. Consulting is a big thing. It's very important. I mean, when you're talking about making money, making deals in foreign countries and across countries and cities and dealing with certain industries and whatnot. So it's important to consider networking. It's important to value networking. It's important to understand what's required of you when you're attempting to network with someone in those three genres of networking. You know, you know, it's just, and to improve your skills. It's important to always improving your social knowledge. You know, being up on clothes and fashion and dining and travel and the modes thereof. And it's important in terms of information to know what information is relevant, to know what industry is hot right now, like let's say computer science and whatnot, biomedical and all that kind of stuff. It's important to stay up on it and to read up on it, to read up on the movers and shakers and the various society groups that are involved in that kind of thing. And when it comes to business, it's important. It's important to have business knowledge. It's important to know contracts and sales and that sort of thing, and to know about all the various genres of business, because it helps you to talk the lingo. It helps you to get along with people, to build relationships with people, and that's always important. So that's the thought that I had today. I mean, it's something that I think we all need to understand, that we all need to participate in, and to participate in well. So you guys, if you're liking these videos, please like them, please subscribe to them. I enjoy talking about these things with you guys, and I hope that you guys comment down below on the video with some of your subject matters, or whether or not you find this networking video useful. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. Thanks. Bye now.